What is up, guys, gals, do awesome means and games of different shapes and sizes. It is me, Josh, again on Proxy, bringing you some Dawn of War 3 today on the PC, and it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. Don't forget to like and share this video, and why not subscribe for more Dawn of War 3 content in the future. But the game is officially out. I'm so happy, so over the moon, massive fan of the Dawn of War series. I used to love playing. I think it was the Necrons? The Necron expansion pack for the original Dawn of War was so good. Didn't really get into the Soulstorm one, though. I felt like the visual quality kind of went back a little bit with the Soulstorm one as well. Don't know if anyone can agree with that. But, bringing you some Dawn of War 3 today, 1v1. I thought I'd bring you a 1v1. And, specifically, this video is all a little bit more about the... how to explain this? The technical abilities, the tactical and technical abilities of your units in general. And this is how, sometimes, those abilities can actually win you a match. So, as you already know, when it comes to playing these Dawn of War 3 matches, these multiplayer matches, I like to fast forward between all the boring shizzle. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be showing you all the combat, all the juicy stuff, but then in between, with the face blowing, with the running around, with the nothing, with the sheer loneliness that I have to live through in my own life, and then in a video game? I'm only kidding. I'm not. But in this match, you're actually going to be able to see how just using a singular ability within your own units can actually win you a game sometimes. And I think that's going to be really cool, because as you can see here, look, I'm actually using the Space Marines on the top left, and I've been a little bit pinned. I was trying to take this enemy capture point, but he was able to sandwich me between the turret that he had on the capture point, along with his Space Marines that have also ended up bunkering down in the center of my side of the map. So in the center, as you can see on top of the hill, you actually have that little heavy cover, and then when a unit ends up taking that, you may actually notice this little capture circle that goes around, like when you take a capture point. It ends up creating this giant force field bubble, which makes the people within, or the aliens, it could be aliens, but then again, we could be aliens to the aliens, so really, who's the humans then? And, oh, that's actually going to confuse me a little bit. But, it is one of those things that when they're in that show force field, they become invincible, so you got to try and make sure that you actually have melee units to counter those things. Sadly, I don't. I'm actually going for a Space Marine slash sniper kind of route here. As you know, that's one of my favorite combinations when it comes to playing the Dawn of War 3 multiplayer. Still really want this capture point, so I thought, oh, maybe I could try and take down the turret and stuff, and then maybe I could take that for my own, actually get some more requisition. Already have the one on the bottom side of the map, or the right side if you want to be really specific. And so here I'm just trying to whittle. I'm just trying to use my skills of tactical prowess to try and take this down slowly. Now the enemy team is pretty much getting a little bit of an edge on me. They're actually dropping down their own Space Marines, trying to push onwards already. Actually dropping down the... This is a really cool thing. You may notice next to the drop pods on the left side of the screen as well, you have this little flag. This is kind of like a morale booster, so whoever's actually in that actually gets a damage boost, a speed boost, all those kind of things, really nice buffs, and this can actually be like increased as well, actually stacked upon. That's why it has a level 1 next to the drop pods. But as you saw there, look, using the ultimate power of the Death Watch, and the fantastic thing about the Death Watch is that they actually come with 2 instant ability choices. They come with a flamethrower or a rocket launcher, so if you bring them in and you actually have loads of vehicles against you, you can actually use that Death Watch hero type to actually equip rocket launchers, or if you're actually going against units, then you can actually use flamethrowers. So right now, actually going against the enemy team with their own Death Watch, and they're using the flamethrower as well. Now the fantastic thing about the flamethrower is that it's really good for dropping down enemy shields, also for just in general wiping out standard enemy units, and that's a really good thing about the tactical marines for the Space Marine faction, is that the flamethrower is such a great weapon for the very start of the match, for the initiation. If you can actually accept that kind of like toolage of those units, because obviously you actually have an armory as well, which allows you to upgrade your units, actually get things like damage and health and things like that, but also actually be able to equip additional weapons as well to your units, like the rocket launchers, like the plasma gun, or the flamethrower, and they all have useful abilities and also cons as well. Like one of them is with the flamethrower, unlike say the original Dawn of War, and this is something that you must always remember, because I actually came into this playing this off the back of the original Dawn of War as well. I mean, I actually played Dawn of War 2 as well, but I like to see this as the spiritual successor to Dawn of War 1, because it's got the base building, it's got that kind of little core RTS value to it, instead of it all being kind of like hero units and things like that. But the one thing to note is that unlike Dawn of War 1, where the flamers were just automatically used from your Space Marines, is that now they're actually treated as a singular ability, which actually means as well, kind of like a hero unit, they've actually made the standard Space Marines like a hero unit. So that means that those flamers have to actually be a special ability. You actually have to press the Q button to activate that flamethrower and then use it, and this is the really cool thing, you actually have to use it in the cone aimer, just like in the original actual tabletop version. So you know how like if you play Warhammer 40k on the tabletop in real life, I know, right, it would actually have this kind of like weird comet kind of like cardboard thing that you'd place down and it'd show what you kind of like hit within that cardboard thing. They've actually ended up making that the kind of icon, and you actually see me use that in this battle as well. But I really love that they paid homage to that. I think it's really, really cool. Activating some assault marines there as well, trying to get some melee in. Probably should have kept them back. This is something that I've actually kind of ended up screwing up on. Again, this was one of my initial matches. You gotta go easy on me a little bit. Is that the tactical marines could actually just jump into the middle of those enemy space marines right there and just throw everything apart. As you saw there, like, did you see it? Then the little flamethrower cone, really, really cool. Actually blowing fire in everybody's face here, which is really awesome. I love being able to do that. But you may have noticed that the enemy team actually got the drop on me a little bit. The enemy team also trying to escape their Death Watch marines there too, able to get my tactical marines to fall back while also having my assault marines just try and hold ground and actually cover their backs. Sadly, I've actually been backed up into a corner as well, but what can I actually do to, I don't know, get the fudge out of here? My space marines are pretty much screwed, but I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to try and kick some serious ass here. The tactical marines are actually going to outnumber me, but thanks to that flamethrower, able to slowly pwn them over time. This is something that's really good, again, because of the flame unit. The enemy team trying to pull those space marines back, trying not to lose the units, because remember, one thing that happens when you lose your units is that it's kind of like a waste of resources. If you can keep one space marine, one unit from your faction alive, you can just reinforce them slowly with only, I think it's like 50 points of resource for doing that. But if you end up losing an entire squad, if you think about it, that's like 300 resource gone, just gone, just wasted, just vamoose. Sadly, did end up losing my Death Watch unit there, which obviously was a hero unit, so it only kind of like comes back from like the elite relic points anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I can actually get those back over time, but the whole focus of this is just using tactical marines. I'm going down the tactical marine route. Now, you may have noticed as well that one of my space marine units did actually have the plasma guns. Now, the plasma guns are really good. Everybody knows the plasma guns are really good. They're really good for doing health damage, just DPS over time. They're really fast firing as well, kind of an upgrade to the standard bolter. But the really cool thing about them is that you don't have to worry about using the Q button. They're not classed as special ability. They're kind of like an upgrade to your your standard like heavy weapons and such. But the thing about them is that they actually end up overheating and can actually take your tactical marines or space marines out of commission as well. So you have to try and like keep them guarded, which is kind of annoying. I do actually have some heavy bolters there in my little shield generator. The really cool thing about the shield generator, and this is something that we've already actually kind of like discussed in the previous videos, is that they've ended up treating this kind of like a MOBA in a sense. So now you actually have to take down towers before you get to the actual base and destroy the generator itself. And it's kind of cool actually because you can actually use this shield generator, as you can see here, which is obviously in front of the turret that they actually have to fight next, is that you can use it as heavy cover as well and defend your own units while hunkering down in that battle. Now, within this fight, we actually be able to hold our ground again, pushing the enemy team back, using those flame attacks, using the assault marines as well. This is a really good combination of units because I've actually been able to hold my ground, pwn some serious ass, but also hold a really good defense. And what you're actually going to be able to see here is me completely waste the enemy team thanks to just the good combination of my own, like, knowledge of the abilities and also the combinations of the units. So remember, even though it's really good to actually just like maybe have a massive armada of space marines or a massive armada of vehicles, if you don't actually have the composition of backup units as well to help you, then you're going to be pretty much screwed. You're not going to be able to help yourself here. But the fantastic thing, as you can see here as well, is combining again with that composition the sniper units I have to actually pick apart the enemy team as well, pushing them back. They do actually have the ability to heal here, but we're actually going to be able to waste their units, actually make it so they're actually going to get kind of like chipped away. It's kind of like Street Fighter if you think about it. Even if you block, you're still going to get chip damage. And so through that, actually being able to kind of aggressively annoy them in a sense, just frustrate them, actually bringing my own units into this as well, able to use that shield generator to my advantage, trying to like look after my units, actually keep them alive. But because I actually have the sniper units against their enemy team, they don't have that benefit. They don't have the benefit of the long range kind of like chip damage annoyance. And the cool thing too is actually have assault marines as well. I do believe they actually have assault marines as well, but also they have a Gabriel Angelos hero unit, but Again, look, able to just pick them apart slowly, just annoy them. And this will actually help in the upcoming finale of this fight, in this match. And it's just really cool to actually see that actually by using these combinations of units, actually using the flamethrower ability, you can actually get people to quit. You can actually get people to rage quit. So here they go, they're going to push onwards instantly. They have the potential to try and take me down, but by using my tactics, by using the snipers, they're going to rush in here, attack the building for some reason, but going to drop down my own stuff. Got the assault marines coming in from the back, they're taking down their heavy bolts, then rushing in for the tactical marines, actually end up having a bit of a sandwich here, then using, as you can see, the flamethrowers to take down Gabriel Angelos already. They have now lost their hero units, but also then using all of my abilities combined, the grenades, the flamethrowers, also using my librarian here to do a electrical storm. Oh, look at this! So much damage. So, just wiping them all out. We have actually gained the win here. Hope you've actually enjoyed this match. It's been me, Josh, again on Proxy, bringing you some Dawn of War 3 today. We're actually going to have them rage quit here, pushing onwards into their base. They're pretty much screwed. The only thing they can do now is, I don't know, there's just nothing they can do, because they actually put their forward base in the middle of the map, actually screwing them over. This is one thing to remember. If you put your forward base in the middle of the map, if you lose it all, then you've got no base. But, either way, it's been me, Josh, and I will see you all next time. Ciao for now.